I'm going to go ahead and start the recording now. Hi, everybody. Um, if you're watching this on YouTube, you should be aware that this is recorded live on Ustream TV. My channel is Monkey Island Madness. I don't have a regular time. I'm kind of impromptu. When other people can't stream, I jump on and stream. So um, I am interacting with live people that are in a chat room here. And I don't edit the videos, so if they seem long, just skip through it or come to a live show so you can really appreciate how much fun it is. The friends in the box are way fun people. So anyway, today I thought we would do some drawing. And I guess it started with Inktober when I was in different chats. Everybody would talk about how I can't draw, I can't draw, I can't draw a stick figure. And I'm of the belief that anybody can draw. Anybody can draw. And the reason I believe that is because you learned to draw the alphabet. And that's nothing more than putting pen to paper and drawing a shape. And when you were young, you used to write on that paper that gave you the little guidelines. And so drawing is really no different if you give yourself the tools to do it. So in a lot of different drawing books, they instruct you to do it with a graph. And so I wish I had had time to tell all you guys to go ahead and make yourself some graphs. This one I did quickly. It's a sheet protector, clear sheet protector with just a 20-pound piece of paper in it. On one side I did 1/4-inch squares. On this side I did 1/2-inch squares. And what that does is when you put your image in behind it, it gives you manageable size pieces to draw. You don't have to draw the whole. All you're going to do at any given time is draw what's in that one little box. And all of a sudden, the whole emerges. And it's really simple. The nice thing about doing it this way, I know I could, if I wanted to draw this giraffe, I could just trace it or quickly draw it with shapes. But to keep your proportions right and to eliminate frustration. And I think if you're a beginner, alleviating the frustration and that voice in your head that continues to remind you, oh, I can't do this, oh, I can't do this. This breaks it down into manageable pieces where you can do it. Anybody can do it. So I'm here to tell you, if you want to draw, if it's something you want to learn, you can do it. So on my last stream, I had showed you guys some dollar books that I had gotten at the Dollar Tree in the kids section that have goofy little animals and just whatevers. They're really cute. I mean, look at that mouse. And these are step outs where they give you basic shapes to end up with the lizard. And that's also a good way to learn to draw. But I'm going to do the graph today. There's all the little images in here. Little bird. Turtle. The turtle's cute. He wouldn't be bad to draw. And the bunny. I picked the bunny because they had a large drawing of him in the front so that you guys could see real well. But anyway, I bought these 4 books and I'll use them and the grandkids will use them. And I would say if it's something you want to learn, start out easy. Don't start with an actress's face, somebody who is recognizable, because in my opinion you're just setting yourself up for failure. You have to start small and work big. So today we're going to start small, and we're going to draw the bunny, if I can find him. Where did I put the bunny? Here's the bunny. Okay, and the reason I have the different size squares, the 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, whatever, if I want to recreate that lettering, for example, I'm going to use a small grid, because that's really a lot harder to keep in proportion. But I promise you that when I go to draw this lettering, and I may try it for you guys today, I will keep the proportions accurate and the spacing will be accurate. I'm not going to set myself up for failure. But on this bunny, because he's not difficult, he's pretty simple. And if you want to get out a piece of paper and draw along, I'd say go for it. But start somewhere. Okay, so I'm going to get him down here in the corner. And I'm going to get out a piece of paper. And I'm just drawing on any old dumb 20-pound paper. I'm going to set him off over at the side. And I showed you this tool, this T-square. Carrie, I have not mailed yours yet. Well, I don't even have it from Blick yet. So just hold your horses. I promise you I will get one. Now, if I want to resize this bunny, I would use this as my reference, but I would draw the squares on my sheet larger. I'm going to, let's see, he's currently, what did I do? I think I'm going to do him a little bit smaller. And this is just a ruler with a lot of different sizes on it, so I don't have to do the math to do it. Currently the bunny is about 5 inches. I'm going to drop him down to, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 squares across. Okay, so if I want to resize him, he's 11 across, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 down. Okay, so let's say I want this bunny 3, and my paper's 5.5. I'm going to give myself an inch border all the way around. So the bunny's going to end up being 3.5. So on my ruler, I'm going to come up with spacing that is close to a number that is divisible by 11. So I just have to look on here. That's not, well, wait a minute. That is very close. I'm going to use that. Okay, and I'm going to use 3. Because if I do that, that's 33. I'm good. So I'm going to use, it's 8 points, and that's actually a type size. But you can do the math and figure this out. It's not hard. Just take your number of inches or 1/8 of an inches and divide it by 11, and you're going to come up with what you need. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make 11 boxes across. I just goofed up. 24, 27, that's right. 30 and 33. So I won't have quite an inch over on this side, but ain't nobody going to be measuring. And then up and down, I don't care where it is, so I'm going to give myself, he's currently 6 inches. So whatever I do is going to be fine. I'll start at 2 inches. And then I use the same measurement going down because I want to keep it proportional. And these are squares, I want these squares. Have I lost you yet? Are you following? Look for those in mine don't have. No, it's my first time on. That's so clever. Look for those in mine didn't have. Yours didn't have what, Carla? Yeah, I'm going to send you one of these T-squares, Carrie. But I'm trying to put together a Blick order because my birthday's coming up and I deserve nice stuff. So I'm so indecisive. You can, Dragon Slayer, you can learn to draw. Hi, CB. Hi, Lisa. Yep, we're grid drawing today, CB, because so many of these girls have said, I can't draw, I can't draw. Ghosts, don't even worry about the math. Use a 1/2 inch. It's not hard. But if you want to resize, you're going to have to do the math. I'm resizing, so I'm doing the math, and it's not hard. And I said it was 13 down, so I've got, that's 10, 11, 12, 39. That should be my 13 down. Now, if you have a T-square, and I would say if you're going to do this, get yourself a T-square. They're cheap. Oh, your Dollar Tree didn't have the books. I'm bummed. But anyway, I heard the last time I showed this that you can get this plastic T-square at Hobby Lobby. I haven't seen it there, and I haven't gone there. But I know you can order it off Amazon, and I know Dick Blick has it. And it's not expensive. So just use it to draw your straight lines across your paper. It's easier. You can also do this. You don't have to do this. You can make 2 ticks on either side of the paper and draw a straight line. Or if you have a drawing board with a parallel rule, use it. I have one. I just don't get it out much anymore. And I'm not that particular. I mean, I try and keep them much the same size, but if I'm not exact, I don't care. And this is riveting Ustream, I know. Okay. But it will get better in a minute. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Because we'll draw something fun. That little bunny. And after I ink the bunny, all these lines are going to be erased. So I try and draw them lightly so I don't have a lot of residue when I do that. CB, do you draw? Have you ever drawn with a graph? Because you can draw. And you can do awesome faces. Alrighty. I'm wondering. Alright, I know you guys can barely see that graph, okay? But trust that it's there and that I'm going to be transferring from here to here. Alright, I'm going to read chat for a second. Hi, Bunny. Good drawing helps at first to keep your... Absolutely, CB, and that's why I decided to do this today, because so many people say they can't draw, and they can. And one thing I noticed when I was drawing with graphs is at first you start really concentrating on that square. Pretty soon it's like your brain takes over, and rather than seeing just that square, it will ignore the grid and you'll be able to draw that curve much more accurately. Your brain just kind of takes over, and that's why I think this is a great way to start. Okay, so you have done the graph drawing? Yeah. Have you ever done taking crumpled paper and use shadows to draw faces? I haven't, Ghost. But I'd like to see it done. I mean, I think it'd be fun. Hi, Amy. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, exactly. This is reminiscent of your first drawing classes back in college. And this is absolute drawing 101 for beginners. So if you're not interested, I'd say do something fun while you listen anyway. I can draw really awful wonky faces also, not on purpose. CV, we're not even going to talk about it because I've seen it. Okay, so since my grid already has the numbers across the top and across the side, I'm just going to use the numbers. So this box is actually space 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 across. Oh, I'm going to have to take that. It's Mary. Excuse me. Hi, Mary. I am up and about, but I'm live streaming, so I can't come over. I can't explain it. Can I call Elaine for you? All right, I'll call Elaine for you. All right, bye. Sorry, guys. Now, quickly, let me call my backup plan. Lil Mary didn't call me this morning, so I'm sorry. I knew this was going to happen. All right, anyway, so I'm just going to use the numbers that are here. Oops, that needed to be 7. Hi there. Hey, Mary just called me and I'm live streaming. Would you mind going over and explaining to her and maybe make her a pot of coffee? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, not a problem. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye. Crap. I did open links, so go ahead and post whatever you got to do. Hi, Grammy. Um, yeah, Mary is important. Now she's over there with nobody to make her coffee. Oh, well. She has a caretaker. Anyway, I was distracted and did use the wrong numbers down the side, so ignore that. And don't be surprised if she'll call back because she'll forget that she called me here in a minute. All right, so you can start anywhere you want. You can start in this square, this square. You could start in the middle square. It doesn't matter to me. I usually just start at the top and work my way down. There's my little baby ruler too, or eraser too. All right, so we're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18. I am all goofed up. Okay, so anyway, you get your grid with your numbers across the top and down the side. Pick a box. We're going to start in box number 8 at the top and 7 down, which is the very top one here, and we're going to draw the shape in that box. And the way I do it is I kind of just figure, okay, that's about halfway. It's just below halfway. And don't be surprised if I goof up too. Okay, and I just try and get the shape. And then I go into box 9, and my line came down a little far, I could tell already. And you'll start feeling when your lines aren't in the right place, and then just follow that down. And occasionally I check myself to see that, yes, in fact, I'm in box 11, and that's where my pencil is. And come down here, and that line stops there now. So I have to start the line next to it. And that goes right down in the corner. That's a good check for me. Okay. And then I start up here, and I'll draw this ear all the way down. And none of you can tell me that you couldn't draw that line in that box. Anybody could do that. But now you can start to see that this ear is emerging. So when you break it down into the boxes, anybody can draw that line. That's why I believe that everybody can draw. And pretty soon, I've done this a lot. I don't really even see the graph anymore. I'm doing it, for you guys' benefit, but in reality, if I'm sitting here drawing and even if I'm using a graph, I don't really see the graph. And that's when you know your brain is seeing the shapes for what they really are. And you'll go slow at first, and that's fine. And it doesn't have to be exact. That's the thing. There's no two bunnies alike. Okay. We've got one ear of the bunny done. I haven't been watching no, we're not. I'm not going to run over and make her coffee. If I leave, she begs me to stay, and then I feel bad and I end up staying. So, no, I'm not. She's just going to have to deal. She has a caretaker over there, believe me. Yeah, I'm good. Anyway, your fingers are asleep. Hi, Marilyn. Carla, that video is fun. Okay. Have to get some liquid sustenance there. Okay, so that ear's done. I'm going to jump over here in box 8 on this side and 3 down. I'm going to start with the top of the bunny ear and draw that curve. And I wish you guys could see. Maybe I should be drawn darker. The next square, it goes over into the adjacent box, goes right to the corner, and then starts down a little over halfway, goes across that corner, and I draw the line until that line ends, and then I'll come back to it later. And if you need to, when you get to the edge of the box, go to the bottom of where your pencil's got to go and draw yourself a dot. And then just make it a dot to dot if you need to. Okay. Can you guys see? I'm trying to make sure you can. And see, just there, I didn't go dot to dot. My brain just kind of took over and said, this is where you need to go. But I agree with Dee Dee that nobody draws from memory. Nobody. I don't know of anybody. I mean, you can make stuff up and draw something, but if you want something to look accurate in proportion, get a reference photo. Okay, and at the top of this bunny's ear, I'm going to go to the middle of this one and see where his middle hair is, and then draw down from there. Okay, is that right? I'm in box 12. Yes, I am. All right, now we'll draw the shape of his head. Here it's going from corner to corner. That's an easy one. On down into the next box. I'm going to jump down here and get where this is going to connect, because now I'm going to draw this that juts out a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And believe me, if I'm saying that, that's saying a lot, because I tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist sometimes. I try not to be. But I'm just going from edge of the box to edge of the box. And I think I have a problem here. Nope, that's at the bottom of 15. I've got this ear completely wrong. Yep, I do. So when you do that, you erase the whole bunny ear, and you don't even try and figure out what you goofed up. You just go back and do it. And I'll give myself some real basic lines to go on. I don't know what I did. I think I've been so distracted. See what a call from Little Mary can do to me? God, that's terrible. All right, go back, redraw the bunny ear. Okay, that's one. I'm into the second box now. How can that be? Four. I started it too low is what it is. That's what I did. I started it in the wrong box. One too low. See, everybody goofs up. My computer goes to sleep. All right, I am in 8-3. Yes, I am. This is a great tutorial, Merle. Show them how to do it and then do it all wrong. You rock. And honestly, I'm just going edge of the box to edge of the box. Yeah, that makes more sense. Of course, now my squares aren't the same, but I'll make them work. Keep in mind, I'm going to ink this later, so any problems in the line drawing or in the pencil drawing, Janet, off grid on right side of head ear. 11, 11. Let me see. You can get a small plastic that you hold up to an object outside. Exactly, Dorothy. I've seen those. And artists have done this for 100 years, so don't even think that you're cheating or anything else. Yeah, I see that I have a problem. I have to figure it out. Well, exactly. Everybody makes mistakes, and Mary's phone call threw me off, really. Okay. This is where he's off right here. All right. So at 12, the ears are coming down. 13, his head is coming up. So that's 11, 14. And that's a nice thing, is you can go back and check different spots and see that, okay, there I'm okay, there I'm not. And if you're using a 1/4 inch grid, that's when things get really hairy. Okay, yeah, now my drawing is more accurate, I think. I think. If not, I will find out here in a minute when I go to join them up. They joined up. So now my head is, I'm not hard on myself, Carla. Because you know what? I never forget that this is just a piece of paper. And if I get frustrated or want to go watch Netflix, that bad boy can go in the trash and I'm on to the next thing in an instant. So I'm not really hard on myself. I'm really not. Okay, so up here we'll make his little eyebrow. Roughly the shape. And I have this a little low. It's going up there. And erasers are awesome things. Okay, circles are a pain. And one thing I would tell you is you don't have to recreate the wheel. If you want a circle, buy yourself a circle template. Honestly, this is one of my most used tools. Get a compass, do something, but do not struggle drawing a circle. Ingenious people have created these awesome tools for you. So that's my free advice. Get a circle template. Don't recreate the wheel. This, however, is not a circle, so we're going to give ourselves some points to draw. And when I'm doing a circle, I will give myself the points to draw to, because circles, unless you just sit and practice and practice and practice, circles are a pain in the neck. And as odd as it seems, that is as big as his eyeball is. He got big eyeballs. That's his one big eyeball. And you can always fix it if it doesn't look right when you're done, because it's just graphite. There's his bunny eyes. Alright, and there's his nose is going to go right here. This is when you don't really have a graph, and you kind of got to use your ability to see. But that you can draw what's in that square. It's not hard. Just a curvy line, you can do that. And it's up a little high, I'm not worried about it. And I don't know if you have read Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain or any art books, a lot of times they talk about drawing the negative space. Okay, the way you check yourself is that little space next to his tooth and lip. if yours looks the same shape as that, that's how you can use the negative space to your advantage. Rather than keep checking the tooth or whatever, check the space around the tooth and see if the shape there is the same as what you've got depicted. And then your errors will also jump right out at you. And believe me, this is rough. We'll have to go back and fix him up later. But we're not worried about that. Okay, so I'm checking that I'm in the right box right now, so I don't have to go back and erase a lot. And I'm just drawing what's in the box. And I'm drawing darker than I normally would, because I'm wanting you guys to be able to see it. Okay, up here. All right. So far, so good. I mean, to me, he's looking like him, only smaller. Yeah, he might be a little goofier. Who cares? That's probably just because it's me. I'm a little goofier than most. I hope Eileen isn't here, right? Oh, hi, Lynn. Sorry, I did come on early. When I was setting up, I looked in the chat room and all these people were sitting there. So I thought, well, maybe they didn't understand the time, and I didn't want them to sit a whole hour. So anyway, yes, excuse me, I did come on a little early, but it's okay. We're gonna do a couple of these, so you won't miss anything. My YouTube channel is Janet M. Young. Janet space M. Young. And it's only got 3 videos, and I might have 27 subscribers. I'm knocking them dead, believe me. I'm knocking them dead. Oh, thanks, Dorothy. Yeah, I should have showed you guys my Inktober's now that we're all done. I have to say, that was a little bit of a relief finishing that, to be honest. Now that pressure to create a drawing a day is over, I think I'll be happy. One thing I know for certain, Robert will eat better. Because that was my excuse for not cooking. I can't cook, I have to draw. What the heck? What's the matter with you? All right, there we go. Now, up here next to his head, I'm going to draw it down. I don't know why, but in my mind, that's the way I do it. All right, in space number 11, right down here in the corner, we're going to start drawing his back. And then his bunny tail. See, Lynn, you're so far beyond this. You don't need to be doing this. That's why you didn't start in October. You know what, though? I'm really happy that I did it. I definitely got faster as the month went on. I was, and I wasn't putting a lot of pressure on myself. I wanted to do one a day. I got frustrated when I got behind. That's the only time I got frustrated. Um, but if I did one a day after I got caught up, I was good. I was good to go. All right, now here in the inside of his body, I'll find my reference point and go from there. And keep in mind it's going to look a little bit different because I resized it down. If I wanted it the exact same size, I just trace that bad boy. All right, methinks Mr. Bunny has all of his components. So how long did that take? Didn't take long. And rather than being frustrated that you couldn't do it, that didn't take long to draw that bunny. It really didn't. And you can do it with any reference, photo, drawing, whatever. You can honestly draw anything. Now, if I was going to go on and say finish this, at this point I would maybe ink the bunny. Well, I can do it real quick because it won't take 10 minutes. It won't take 5 minutes. I'll just grab a Micron ink pen. Now I'm going to smooth out the lines. So I hope my hand isn't in front of this. But I think this part of it is as valuable as any, because if you're thinking about what you're doing, you're honestly training your brain to follow a line, see shapes in relationship to one another, see where your errors are. And if you read right side of the brain, drawing on the right side of the brain, one of the things, and I'm just going to take a break so I can talk real quick. One of the things that is fascinating in that book to me, because it makes so darn much sense, is that your left brain has preconceived ideas of what things should look like. A face, a chair, whatever. And so what your job as an artist or as somebody who wants to learn to draw is to trick your brain to not see those preconceived ideas of what a face looks like. Anybody can draw a face and put in 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. But no 2 people look the same, even though we all have those same components to our face. And so if you can get out of that left side of your brain, and I'm taking a little time here because I didn't have that accurate, but I don't care, to actually see how my eyes may be different than CB's eyes. That's what makes us individual. Our proportions are going to be much the same. Eyes in the middle of your head. The distance between your eyes is roughly the same as one of your eyes. An entire body is 5 heads high. Everybody has those same proportions, but there's no 2 of us alike. I'm probably carrying 10 or 15 more pounds than CB. But anyway, you get the idea. That's why I love that book. It really makes you think about your drawing differently. My eyeball up there got a little goofed up, but if we had to white it out and fix it, we could do that too. We're not going to, because we don't care that much. And when I'm inking, I don't always go right on top of my pencil line. And I'm obviously speeding things up very quickly. So I don't think there's any one of you in the audience right now who would say to me they couldn't do that. You see, you don't know that, CB. You've assumed that I'm thinner than you. Nobody knows for sure. Okay, Grammy, my name on Twitter is at capital J, capital M. I goofed it up, so it's capital J M Y H capital M small o. I forgot the order of my initials. So can any one of you honestly say that if you broke down that drawing in grid form that you could not do that now? It's no different than drawing a letter. Oh, my hands. They're old looking, aren't they? Oh, I hate that. Oh, I know, I can see your hands. I know. Well, and there's pictures on Facebook too, if you go look. Anyway, I want one of you to tell me that you couldn't do that. Because you can. All right. Do you want to do another one? You better, because that's all I've got planned. Is sitting here drawing crazy creatures. Okay, the next time, I think for this giraffe, I'm going to use a larger grid, because one of the things I found helpful for me was I might have started with a small grid to make each box more manageable, but after a while, the small grid really got on my nerves. And and you'll feel it happen when it starts happening, is when your brain kind of clicks and you get it. You don't want that small grid anymore. You're ready to move on to a larger grid or whatever, you know. Yeah, so this one, I think, and the drawing is good enough that I think we could do this one with a larger grid. CB says everyone can do it. Grammy, you were following along? Do I need to leave the reference photo up or the drawing up for you? Because I want you to do it. Okay, and I'll quickly, here, I'm just going to quickly show you something else. Many of you mentioned when you were looking at my Inktober drawings, the shading. You know, that you like the shading. Okay, this is a two-dimensional bunny, obviously, on this little bad boy. And they've got a little bit of shading, but not much. I'm going to show you quickly how I would shade this bunny, and it goes quick, believe me. I'm going to erase everything first. If you want to learn to draw and you don't have one of these, you need to get one. It's a kneaded eraser. They're cheap. I think they're $1.50 at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, either one. This one has about seen its last day. It's getting kind of dry. But this, I'll show you in a minute how you use this and how valuable that little tool is. I'm going to go ahead and erase my grid. And I pretty much get that not everybody wants to learn to draw. But to me, there is something so satisfying out of sitting down, drawing something cute, something complex, something whatever, and having something to show for your hour or 2 hours that you spent being creative. I like drawing. I've tried art journaling, and I'll try it again. But when I was done doing that, I ended up more frustrated. I never felt like anything got complete. Like there was always more I could do. Okay, so get my handy dandy little pencil here. And this is how I would shade the bunny. You know, well, and when you're shading too, think about light. Where would, because bunnies in real life are three-dimensional, where would the light hit this bunny? The inside of his ears are going to be darker than the outside, because even though I drew that line, on a real bunny that line doesn't exist. It's depth. His little nose is going to jut out further than his lip. And his little buck tooth would create a shadow behind it. The bottom of his nose has a shadow because his nose juts out. And that's how you have to think about shadows. Because his head is round, not uncommonly, each side of his face is going to have a little bit of a shadow because the light is hitting the front of his face first. Where his head meets his body, there's going to be a shadow because his neck is hidden. Underneath his paws are jutting out. There'll be a shadow beneath his paws and behind his leg. And again, anywhere there's a crease in his skin, there's going to be a shadow. So this is real rough shadow technique. These should have been thrown in the trash weeks ago, but they are called tortillons or blending stumps. I think the blending stumps are the big fat ones. These are hollow. They're just rolled paper. You can get them in the drawing department, the fine art department at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I sound like I'm doing a commercial for those monkeys. Anyway, just grab one of these and move your graphite, because shadows will start dark on one edge and end up light at the other. And before I decided where to shade or how to shade, I kind of gave my brain an idea of where the light might be coming from. And on all your drawings, if you want them to be accurate, you need to do that. You need to know where your light is coming from. Believe me, this is quick and dirty. And after you get some graphite on your tortillon, I move it to make lighter shadows somewhere else. I just move it and go ahead and use it. And if I don't want it on there, I just scribble it off on I always have scratch paper below whatever it is I'm drawing. Okay, now if I got too much shadow someplace, or I want to create a light spot in any of that graphite, I take this and it will pick it up. I can either do it like this and just pick up a little bit, make it into a point. I don't know what's in my throat. And I can pick up as much or as little graphite as I want. So I would say if you're learning to draw or want to draw for $1.50, this is going to be a great tool for you. And I'm just picking up a little bit of graphite on all of them now because I got them a little dark. It's almost like coloring. And then the last thing I always do is go around and clean up the edges. Oh, and another thing I always do with most of my drawings, I always ground whatever I've drawn. Right now, Mr. Bunny's hanging in there. But if I give him just a little shadow underneath him, I grounded him. And for whatever reason, in my pea-sized little brain, that makes it feel better. Completes it or something. Now Mr. Bunny's grounded. Your light bends and hits in all directions. Mine did too in college, Patty. But after I married a man with kids, I had to knock that crap off. I like the portability of drawing too, Lynn. So, what lead do I like to use? This right now in this Graph Gear, it came with HB lead, and I like it. You can alter your pressure to determine how much graphite you're putting down. But believe me, I have every drawing pencil. I'm moving my computer so I can grab my little box of drawing stuff that I keep right here. But yeah, this Graph Gear pencil, I have to say, I'm glad Dee Dee turned me on to it. I like it, but more than the lead that's in it, I like the weight of it. The weight of it just feels good. So, but I wouldn't recommend going out and spending $11 or whatever I paid for it. I don't even really remember now. If you're not going to really pursue drawing and use it a lot. Here's a brand new kneaded eraser, so I don't even have to buy one. Yay me. Here's another titanium. That one needs to go in the trash, absolutely. They do wear out, but you can buy them and they're cheap. But I have like every pencil known to man. So if I want to get really dark, I can use the Ebony Jet Black Extra Smooth. And you can buy these. They have sets of drawing pencils that will start. I mean, there's probably 10 different grades of pencil. I don't do that very often. I mean, I don't get out, and I do have a really good set of drawing pencils that are in my to-go case. But anyway, these Generals woodless graphite for shading, I find to be awesome. I love them. I really do. Praying is a real inexpensive one. I've got charcoal in here. I've got everything. This used to be my old drawing pencil. It's harder to get the lead now, so I used up all the lead I had. This is useless because I can't sharpen it. Anyway. But yeah, HB lead. HB, I believe, in all honesty, you can look it up and see if I'm right, but I think HB would be the equivalent of number 2. In America, we have number 2 pencils. Yeah, HB, I think, is the equivalent of number 2. Oh, you've got ads, Lynn. I'm sorry. Some of them, yeah, you can use a nail file to clean them up. I also, a lot of times, will just clean it up on the side of my eraser like this. Get all the old graphite off. Pull those little hairs off. and use it another day. But yeah, eventually they all end up in the trash. So there you go. Mr. Bunny got done. And he didn't take that long. I mean, we probably drew him in, what, 30 minutes or less would be my guess. Well, I've got a clock. Oh, maybe a little bit more, but I talked a lot. So, there you go. And I probably won't keep that. Someday that will just go out in Happy Mail. I haven't drawn in years. In my younger days, I used to enlarge comic book. Okay, Grammy, see? Yeah. So, yeah. All right, we'll do one more quickly. Well, and then I'm going to do a face out of a magazine. But let's quickly do Mr. Giraffe here. I think I'm going to I'm going to reduce him again. We'll use a 1-inch graph, and I'm just using cheap sketch paper here. Nothing fancy. I'm using 1-inch grids. Okay, we'll reduce him if I have enough space on this paper now that I just folded it. And I'll go over again how I'm going to determine, actually, I guess when I made the copy I cut his ear off. Oh well, I'm not going to worry about it. From edge to edge, he's sticking out a little bit here into 8, so I figure he's going to be, right now he's about roughly 7.5 inches wide. So if I reduce him in half, that makes him 3. Three 3/4 is going to be how much space I need across, and up and down he goes all the way to there. Eight 3/4. Okay, I'll have plenty of room. Okay, so this one I'm going to do 1/2 inch, and I will reduce the giraffe in size by exactly 1/2. And that's the thing I like about grid drawing. I can resize anything exactly where I want it. And I just did this 1/2 inch because it's easier, but you could use any measurement. Are you guys bored to tears yet? Hi, Janice. I like drawing for the kids, Grammy too. All right, we're going to time this. We're starting about 5 minutes after noon. Okay, now all the people who I said I'd be on at 1 are going to be showing up going, you creep, you started early. Okay, Lynn says she's not bored. Lynn loves drawing, though. I suppose if you're an art journaler, you're not going to stay anyway. But I would like people to realize that using this technique, absolutely anybody can draw. I don't remember anybody ever showing me this technique. They did when I took a couple of art classes in college. But I don't remember if, like in high school or junior high or any time before that, anybody had ever showed me this technique. I think if they had, I would have drawn more. Of course, for many years I was raising a family and working full time, so I didn't have time to sit down and pursue art for sure. I was lucky if the kids got fed every day. And I folded this paper, but I've assumed that that milled edge is straight. If it was something really important, I wouldn't do that. I would absolutely use the milled edge, knowing it was straight. You're heating lunch up? Okay. You guys are saying you're not bored. All right, cool. But anyway, while I'm drawing, you guys can watch. If you have questions or anything you want to ask me, go ahead and shout it out. All right, I want this in the middle of the page. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 inches. This is going to take 4, so I'm going to all right. I'm just figuring out, I want to center it, so I'm going to start it here. Okay, 8 across, and I'm going to go out into 9 a little bit, but I don't care. And then I've got, let's see, 11 down, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, there we go. So we'll start, I'm going to start here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to start here. So at the edge of line 4, between 4 and 5 right here, that's where I'm going to start. And this is just below line 2, so right about here is where I'm starting. Okay, I'm going to come down here this way. All right, and keep in mind my box is half as big as what's shown here, so I'm going to have to take that somewhat into consideration when I'm determining where my lines are going to go. But if I don't do it right, it's going to be real apparent here in a minute. And I think in terms of 1/2 and 3/4, that if the half of the box is there, that's about 3/4. That's about 3/4. Good enough. That's over halfway. All right, just got quiet. I'm thinking. You can tell I'm thinking. If it starts smoking, call the fire department. All right, so here I'm in the middle of box 5. Right about here, I'll start drawing his other ear, and it's going to go over there. I'm doing pretty good staying in frame, I think. And this guy is pretty sketchy, so if the lines aren't perfect, yeah, nobody's gonna have a cow. Oh, my computer went to sleep again. Sorry. All right, going back to work. I was checking chat. All right, so here where his eyeball kind of bulges out, I'm going to give myself some reference there. Now, one thing I know for certain is, all right, if your drawing's not right, you'll soon figure it out, because all of a sudden, where you think you're going to draw next won't be there. It'll be like, well, that's not where I'm going. So just go find a reference point and go back and figure it out. Kind of a hump right there. And then his eyelashes come around and make his whole eye, I think. Yep, this is, it got okay now. And keep in mind, it's going to look a little different because it's smaller. The white of his eye is right in the middle of that line, so that was a good test. I have his eye too big, though. They're too small. All right. All right, here's a line where I have to draw that shape. It's not just a straight line, so I have to really kind of pay attention to where I want that to go. It's less than halfway, and there's a hump, so there you go. And then it comes out beyond this. Not much, though. Now I'm going to draw the giraffe smile. He's smiling. That's in the corner. Back here, right about there is where it's going to come up. Am I in? Oh man, I'm sorry, you guys. You just tweeted you my freehand effort? Okay, cool. Go have way fun, Carrie. You and Jamie have go way fun. All right, let's see. Here I am. All right, there we go. All right, so there's that. Actually, I have that kind of wrong. That's all right. There's that. Come up here where his neck is going up a little bit. All right, we kind of have the shape of a head. All right, I'll go ahead and probably finish his ear out of my imagination. Okay, in box 4, 1 right here. Can you see this at all? Okay, down here in box 8, come up about halfway. Yeah, maybe halfway. And in this case, it's easier for me to see where I'm going to end up. And then kind of made that curve for me. And those are little things you'll learn as you do it. Okay, here's his little ear. I'm guessing these just go on out and make a giraffe ear. And I'm sure there ain't gonna be no giraffes watching this, so it's no big deal. Give you an idea of okay, and I'm not liking this I got this too pointy, so now it's when you can go back and just kind of fine tune. I'll get his other eyeball in here. We're in square 6 and 4, so we're right in this box right here. That's what a nice thing about giraffes. They have real pretty eyelashes. So I'm trying to give him some eyelashes. And this is no different than Dee Dee's paintings. The drawing looks better when you put the white of the eye or the little highlight in the eye. And I may not have that big enough. No, his eye comes out about halfway. It's deceiving. Okay, that line. So from here. And now they've depicted some of the other, I don't know, elements of this giraffe in the form of shading, which I guess is true. of all the creatures. All right, he needs some nostrils. And I am looking. That nostril is really weird looking. Look. That one doesn't look nothing like that one. But that we're going with it. Okay, and I've got to fix this eye because he looks drunk. I had his eye too small. I'm not used to drawing for people, that's for sure. And this is pretty typical. After I've kind of done the line drawing, I go back and just fine tune it a little bit. That eye is still goofed up. I don't know what the heck I got going on there. Let me see if my proportions are correct. Yeah, I guess it's, I don't know what the heck it is. But I mean, it's according to the graph. If anybody else sees what I've got wrong, tell me. My ex used to, Judy, you are so hysterical. My ex used to get that small-eyed drunk look. I'm getting snotty today. Hi, Eileen. I came on early. Giraffe Police, yeah. I'm just reading chat because I hadn't paid attention for a little while. I guess Carrie's gone now. Eileen showed up. All right. So I guess we can give him some spots now and hair on his back, whatever. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, frankly. Just to give you an idea that you can get the basic shape of this giraffe, and now you can spend as much or as little time as you want. Perfecting him, giving him detail, giving him shadow, whatever you want. I need to give him some black in his eyes. That'll help a lot. It's hard to tell in the original drawing. That's one reason I like drawing off my Kindle or a tablet. Get an actual photo. Yeah, darkening his eyes definitely helped. Oops, I just eliminated one of the white spots. The glare is making it hard for me to see. I've got lights on so you monkeys can see. So if you didn't have the reference photo, would you know it was a giraffe? Why is he standing close to a palm tree? Hi, Iffy. Is Ustream behaving better now than it was at Dee Dee's? He looks bug-eyed. Well, giraffes kind of are bug-eyed, aren't they? His nose to me looks like a moose, but that's the way they have it drawn. What are you gonna do? I'm showing you how to draw what you see. Happy National Knock Knock Jokes Day. Yeah, I saw him this morning. I was so frustrated at Dee Dee's though. OMG, I can't even begin to tell you. He's getting goosed. Eileen, you're so funny. You would recognize him anywhere. Oh, good. Whew. Yeah, I couldn't get it to stop repeating either, and it was so frustrating me. I mean, I'd hear it over and over and over, and I didn't want to, like mute her, but at some point it was like, oh, I'm going crazy. I got to do something here. Coffee was not strong enough this morning. So there you go. What did I say? What it was 5 after 12 when we started, and I've been done. So I don't know. In about 20 minutes from beginning to end, including drawing the graph, we at least got the outline of the giraffe done. So, yes. So see, it really doesn't take that long. To do yourself a quick sketch if you want. And doing it this way, you at least have a decent drawing to start with. Now I can start drawing spots on him, shadows on him, anything. And believe me, that is not because I have some innate talent. I think there are people that have innate talent. I suspect Dee Dee's one of them, and Kathy, but I'm not discounting the amount of time they have invested to get good at their craft. They've gotten very good at it, and I think they have some natural ability. But I also believe that any of the rest of us can do it. It might just not be as easy. We might have to use tools. We might have to struggle longer, or harder, but we can do it. And those of you that just came in or came in late, because I started early, my fault, my bad. We went ahead and did this bunny too. And that's the original, and this is the drawing. And people would say, oh, that's a great drawing. It didn't take any time. I mean, literally, you can do this in 20 minutes. And you can sit down and do it with your grandkids. I do buy pens to draw and write with. I have to do art so I can justify buying pens. Are you kidding me, Eileen? How do you think I started doing this? I wanted all the pens in the world. So I have to do something and write with them. So there you go. Here in not very long, we've completed 2 quick line drawings that aren't that bad. They're pretty darn good. So I would suggest to all of you, go ahead and get your, this one is just a sheet protector. I frankly like acetate better. This is just a sheet of acetate that I do. These are 3/16 inch grids, and I use this one primarily when I want to recreate lettering. I just found this toy drawing last night, and it's a little harder than I started just drawing it just for the fun of it. And again, I didn't check myself, so there's some spacing issues up here. Either that or I was watching political news and I went crazy. I think that's what happened. But anyway, when you're recreating lettering, give yourself a lot of reference. You'll need it. I agree with you, Judy, that it's the same with music. There are some people that just have an innate ability, and then there are other people who can learn it and do well at it. It's just harder. But I don't mind doing the work because I enjoy the end product. I was going to show you guys. I got this picture, this old-fashioned toy picture, out of this book that is lettering. I love lettering. I don't know that everybody else does. But if you wanted to, there's the toy picture. I'm all about the toys these days. Rings. But if I wanted to draw that, well, shoot, let's just try it. I'm not going to do the old-fashioned toys because that is labor intensive. But we can do this rings real quick so you can see how easy it is to recreate that. Not hard at all. Okay, I already have my numbers. Oh, you can't see that on here. And I like this acetate too because you can put it on the Kindle screen and get yourself a reference photo. So I'll do it on that paper. All right. I'm just going to line up one of the reference lines with the bottom of the lettering. I get out some washi. My cat got its hair all over it. Look what I got, CB. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now I have to roll it all back up. Dumbass. Can I do a Halloween one? I can look for some Halloween reference material, sure. Let's see if there's anything Halloween in the book. I didn't think about that. If it was 4th of July, we could do that. Alright, I'll find something Halloween here in a minute. Honestly, this lettering will not take long at all. You'll be shocked. I'm only going to do the rings. I'm not going to do... and I only need... I'm going to put the book out of the way while I draw my graphs real quick for you guys. Oh, Butterfingers. Alright, So that was, let's see, it's 4 3/4 inches across. I'm going to do it this way so it doesn't matter. Yeah, shoot. I'll do roughly about this, well, I'll do 3 inch. Not 3 inch, I'm sorry. I'm goofing up somewhere. Oh, 42, 45, 48. Let's see if that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nope, I need 20, 25. If I had half a brain, I'd have done this before y'all had to show up, right? Did I say 1920? That'll be close enough. If I need more, I'll add more. Bear with me just a minute, guys. Right, Janet. What? Right, what? I thought you were going to draw a face. We will here in a second. It'll be a quick one. I just grabbed a picture out of a magazine. I don't do faces very often. I'm more inclined to do a pet or a cartoon animal or a toy or an inanimate object than I am a real person. I think there are people who really excel at faces, CB, and there are other people that should just leave them the hell alone. Me. I did have a lot of fun, though, doing Little Amelia when Dee Dee did that tutorial a few streams with us. I enjoyed that so much. But that was working in color too, and I don't have much confidence when it comes to color yet. I'm still learning a lot. Oh, I might need that last one if I counted right. All right. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, the little button says stop record. So, whew. I think I did hit the record button. Not me, Cass and Dee Dee. CB, oh my gosh, I'm gonna hit you in the head. No, your girls' faces are fabulous. All right, we're gonna quickly do the lettering. All right, so this is box 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I may not have enough space to finish the whole thing, but I may not do the whole thing. I'm just going to give you an idea. I have to give myself a couple more squares. So don't get excited. Okay. Okay, Dorothy, this, it's called a type gauge. You might have to, I would imagine if you go to Blix or someplace like that, I can't imagine them not having it. But what it's used for is measuring type for when you're producing any kind of print material. It just makes your life easier. I mean, you can figure out if you're using 7-point type, how many lines you can get in 8 inches. Sorry. Oh. Hang on. I'm not going to take it, but it's an important call. Hurry up, Nikki. Go to my voicemail. Okay, the type gauge is on Amazon too. Yeah, I mean, I love rulers, and this is what I did for a living. So to me, this is very easy. It just makes measuring so easy. It's all spelled out for you, and you can't beat that. Okay, here we go. Oh, I hope that's not a bad call. Anyway, on road, you guys can't see that. Let me set this up where you can see it. All right, good. She left a message. A little bit more than halfway. Here we go. Goes all the way over and just all the way over to 6. And somebody who likes lettering, like I do, let me see. I lost my train of thought there because I'm at 7 down here. Okay, I knew I goofed up. Yeah, if somebody likes lettering like I do, being able to recreate a style or a word or something like this, it's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm going faster this time. I'm going to try. All right, I've got the angle wrong here. I can tell. Am I on where you guys can see me? Maybe I won't do the whole thing because I think if I just do the R, you'll get an idea. Or if you are so inclined to do your own lettering, this is a really a good way to do it. And I don't know, do any of you do any like toll painting or anything like that? I don't guess I've ever asked anybody. The type gauge was outrageous on Amazon UK. Oh. Dorothy, let me think about where you could get it because I'm thinking a Paper Supply House would have one. Anybody that caters to the printing industry will have one. And what the, okay, I'm going to say I must be on drugs. I'm still thinking, Dorothy. I've had mine for so many years. Okay, since I don't have all the graph, I'm just going to go ahead and sketch it out. Okay, and I don't necessarily like their R the way it is, so I'm going to go ahead and fix it for them. They should have done it themselves. Of course, if it's painted, it's going to look okay. Okay, it says number 10. All right, 5, 6, right in here. Okay, mine's bigger, so I'm going to move that up there. And that's one of my problems is I want to like correct it. If they don't have the spacing right, well, I want to fix it for them. And I'm trying to use the grid. Sometimes I think it would be easier for me if I didn't have it, but oh well. All right, I'm about done here, ladies. I know this has got to be tiresome for you. But you'll get an idea of how accurately you can do this. Okay, this is going to come down like that. Maybe more like that. I'm sorry, I'm ignoring chat, you guys. Their R is, yes, their R is wonky. So this is way too fat compared to this. And yeah. And if I was actually going to use this lettering, I would seriously clean it up. Yeah, my mom was a toll painter. That's why I have that book I had and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. No, that went too far. 16. And this is pretty rough. I mean, if I was actually going to use this lettering for something, I would for real clean it up. And curves are always interesting. But doing the graph method like this makes it a whole lot easier than using your eye. All right, 19. I think I have this goofed up. Yes, Pixie, I did make the acetate grid. You can do it. Just get any piece of acetate. Use a fine tip Sharpie like that. That's the one I'm pretty sure I used. Fine tip Sharpie. Measure it out and draw straight lines. Probably the most critical thing is getting the lines straight. Okay, 17, 18. Here we go. Something about this does not feel right. So will you guys have trick-or-treaters tonight? Because we won't have any. Their G is wonky. I'm going to fix it. Yeah, we won't have any trick-or-treaters tonight. I've never had one. Believe it or not, in 20 years, I've never had a single trick-or-treater on Monkey Island. So I just don't even, I don't even buy any candy. I might go tomorrow and buy sale candy, the kind I like. But yeah, I don't even have any candy in the house right now. So if one, okay, drug addict, that's it. I'm a drug addict. Starting over. Something's wrong and I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to just start over. You guys just saw me throw a little fit with myself there, didn't you? They have Ghost. When I look at the price of candy and stuff, I'm flabbergasted. All right, I will start at the bottom this time. Between 19 and 20. Okay, there we go. And now, what was so hard about that? I want to know. If I put this up on YouTube, I can just hear the comments. I haven't gotten any bad comments, you guys. Of course, I've probably had 10 views. Why are you trying to show us how to do it when you don't have a clue what the heck you're doing? And I'd have to say, well, you're right, aren't you? But something about this is totally wonky, I swear to God. Her G sucks, first of all. Okay, it's 19, 20, 21. Yep, that's right. And that's 78. Yep, that's right. Alright, I'm winging it right now. I am so winging it. Alright, that G took way too long, but I had to fix it for him, sorry. Alright, I didn't leave room for the S, so. But then if you wanted to adorn it, you could go ahead and draw the little stems and leaves. And it's this kind of little doodling that I really, really like. There you go. So using a grid to do lettering is, in my opinion, highly recommended. It looks pretty much very close. And if I colored this in and used the same coloring and did the shading and everything, well, because I fixed their lettering, mine would probably be better than theirs. Lettering, bettering, yeah, it would be better. So anyway, I'm looking back to see how many of you will have trick-or-treaters since I asked the question. Belgium is not into Halloween, maybe next year or the year after. So you guys don't have it at all. I shouldn't be surprised at that anyway, but Mindy, you asked back a little while ago if Carrie was going to be back to take Jean's place. I have not seen her say that. I know that Jean had offered it to her, but I don't know if she actually took her up on the offer or not. And I've been on, ouch, I've been on for like 2 hours now, I guess. So there you go. That's how you could recreate lettering. And if you wanted to make it smaller, you know, resize it. I made this, in fact, larger. I could have done it same size. I could have done it smaller. Whatever you want. And I know it's math, but it's simple math. It's math you can do. No geometry going on here. So there you go. 3/16 inch. Acetate. All right, let me see. I did tear a lady out. Let me see if I can find her. All right, I just tore this ad out. So we could try a face. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not a great face person, and if I'm going to do a face, I'm going to do probably the 1/4 inch because, well, maybe the 1/2 inch. Let's look. That's why we have all these different ones, so we can do the 1/4 inch. And that's depending on how much, oops, I just bent that. What did I do with it? I'm going to cut her out. Alright, I'm only doing the features. I cut everything else off. But we'll see if we can get her features in the right locations. Can you hear my stomach growl? My stomach just growled. Woke me up. I guess I haven't eaten much today. Alright, we'll use the other side. Oop, we already used the other side. You'd think I don't have any paper around here, right? Oh, geez. Alright, I'm going to do this one, same size. So this is a 1/4 inch grid. I'll do the 1/4 inch grid on this. And I'll move it over. Okay, I need 16 across. Are you guys bored to tears yet? Are you going, geez, get the coloring book out and do something fun? I have never ever said I was Dee Dee, okay? My stomach's doing a knock-knock joke. Oh, just give me a second. I just thought of something. I just had to take my frozen drink out of the freezer. So when I'm done here, I have a present for myself. Okay. LP's having fun. I'm one of a kind. That's good. Not bored. Continue. All right. All right. If you guys are good, then I'm good. I've got my Inktober done for the day. So anything that happens now is strictly my choosing. See how easy this T-square makes doing these lines? But I really wish you guys would try this and prove to yourself that there is nothing magic about drawing. Absolutely nothing. And it's so enjoyable. I mean, I can sit down and watch TV and draw, and of course, most people would have me committed if they actually knew how I spend my life. But it's all good. I'm happy. And I don't impose on anybody else if I can help it. And now that Inktober is over, I told Carrie that we might do another swap where we create postage. Like I showed in one of my videos some of my artwork where I've turned stuff into postage. And Carrie really liked that idea. So I told her we might do a swap. So y'all be thinking about if you want to do that. I know it's getting holiday season and everything is hard at Christmas time. Even though I don't do much, I still feel like I'm busy, you know, mostly cleaning and cooking for company. But yeah, I still want to have fun. So if you guys think that'd be something you're interested in, let me know. And maybe the swap will just be me and Carrie. When you get to the edge of the paper, you don't have both sides, so your boxes can get a little wonky. I don't worry about it too much. Her face will be a little wonky. I don't care. Oh, really, Dorothy? You got yours from Japan. Well, mine came from Amazon America. I did not order this from JetPens because I had just done a separate order for JetPens, and I decided I needed to share the love. So I didn't order this from Jet Pens. But believe me, they get plenty of my business. So I don't sweat that. Hobby Lobby has a T-square. They don't have Hobby Lobby in Europe. Any place that sells drafting supplies or something like that will have a T-square. They may, the thing I like about this one is it's lightweight, it's plastic, but you can get metal ones, you can get wood ones, you can get a lot of different kind of T-squares. Hell, you can have one made. Well, no, I haven't started sign up yet, Dorothy. So you may have expressed, excuse me, you may have expressed interest in doing it, but I haven't actually started a list yet. Me and Carrie are the only ones I know. All right, here we go. I'm just numbering these across. I've got 22 across, so I'm going to move it over here and center her a little bit. Okay. All right, her chin is at 23, so I won't go any lower than that because I don't care about what's below that. All right, so here we go. I'm going to start with her actual eye, and then do everything in relation to that. So the very inside of her eye, right here, is at line 10 across, just to the right of 8 down. Okay, so right there is where I'm going to start on my paper. And her little tear duct is actually on number 9. Okay, this one is easy to get lost on, so I'll really have to kind of take my time here. All right, can you see me? I'm going to try and, all right. Here it's just under halfway of the square. It starts curving down a little bit here. And over here we're just above the line and it goes about halfway. Not quite to the edge, so there you go. Drop down to the box below it and I'll just start hopefully drawing back this way. And if this doesn't work, epic fail, bad girl. And sometimes when you're drawing faces, okay, I'm going to draw in that little space on her lower lid. Well, you wouldn't actually draw that in, okay? That is depicted through shadow and where her lashes come out. I'm going to go ahead and give myself that as a reference. I can always go back and erase it later. Okay, now I'll do the crease in her eye. And I'm trying to be pretty accurate this time because I want it to look like her. And if it doesn't, I'm a goofball. Now her hair's starting to mess with me, so I can't see where the crease of that eye goes. And because I'm doing more of a portrait type thing, I'm not going to guess and put it in. Okay? The pupil of her eye starts here in box 6 and goes down. You can't hardly see the white of her eye. It's her pupil is, or her iris is actually, looks like it's resting on her bottom lid. And then I'm going to draw this in, but truth of the matter is the white of her eye is preventing me to see her pupil. So I don't really know where it ends. Oh, Eileen's going off on eye products. But you know what, Eileen? I'm agreeing with you there. I am not a fan. I love my Kindle. I sometimes use Robert's tablet. It's an Android. And then my cheap HP computer that when it doesn't start one day, I don't feel bad when I throw it in the trash. All right, here we go. All right, there's that. I'm going to go up one. So somewhere in here starts her eyebrow. And it goes up almost to the whole square, believe it or not. And getting the shape of her eyebrows, I think, in this case is going to be really critical because I think that makes her face so her. She's got a really nice eyebrow line. I have no eyebrows, so. They're too blonde to see. I do have them. They're just too blonde to see. And they're not gray. They're blonde. Alright, because see, this is, her hair is coming down actually. Right there. Okay. Let me double check myself real quick. 8. Alright, yep. Pretty accurate. And here again, now she's in shadow in her hair, so I can't really see. Based on what you can see, I'm going to let you guys grade me as I go. Does that look like I've got the... you and I agree on more than you think, Eileen. You've got kind of a twisted sixth sense of humor, and I definitely do. Yeah, we're almost twins, in fact. But go ahead and grade me and tell me if you think I've got the eye and the eyebrow lines somewhat accurate based on what you can see. Yeah, now I don't agree about the ink tints either, but I love them. I don't know. Boy, not poor, but I'm poorer after I bought it. Doing well. I can't do faces. Okay, well, you guys seem to be reticent about telling me that it's either good or bad, so I'm going on. I'm moving on. Which reminds me, if you guys have never seen a video of a little girl on YouTube where she's telling her mom, I think she's 5, and she's telling her mom, I'm moving on. I'm moving to somebody's house. I've been here too long. I'm moving on. And it is honestly the cutest thing ever. Not as good as Hey, but it's close. Alright, so I'm in the next box down. I'm in box 11. I'm over at 13. It would have been good too if I had a better photo, but oh well, I picked this one. Now I'm going to deal with it. Alright, so 13 comes down. I just had to look to see, because I've been here 2.5 hours. Woo! I didn't think I could talk for 2.5 hours. This one again is so much in shadow, I'm having a really hard time seeing where her other eye ends. Back here I'm almost guessing, you guys. I can't hardly see. I'm really thinking this out because I want it accurate. I can't hardly see her pupil either. Might have been better to pick a color. I thought a black and white photo would be better. But now I'm beginning to question my idea here. I'm putting the black of her pupil in, so I'll feel a little better. When you draw the white, don't draw the line around the white. Dumbass. Thanks, Lynn. I'm reading the chat real quick. I've heard that too, Eileen. Eileen just said that if you want to learn to draw faces, draw skulls, and that way you learn the bone shapes. It would be a good day to draw skulls, except I'm not gonna. But yeah, it's kind of like when you're drawing an eyeball, you can't draw a flat eyeball. Eyeballs are round, and that's why when I showed my art the last time, that's one of the things they teach frequently in art books is get used to the idea of an eyeball being round. You'll get your shading more accurate, you'll get everything more accurate if Now, okay, what the hell am I drawing? Because this ain't even close to accurate. Let me double check myself. I'm second guessing myself because I think I've got, I do. Sorry. See, I think I just let my brain draw something that in fact it did not see. Yeah, that's better. That is way better. Okay, that's... I admire Dee Dee so much and her ability to do portraits that actually look like the person. Because it's harder than you think. It really is. But it doesn't mean you can't draw. It just means you have to work harder at it, in my opinion. I'm trying to do this stuff at a funny angle too for you guys. And it's not helping the process any. I just goofed up again. But really, you got to stop your brain because it will make you draw things that aren't really there. And don't forget to look at your grid. I mean, that's why you have it. Sometimes I forget and I just start trying to draw what I see. Well, the grid's there to help me. And then I can't see beyond that at all. We might just get her eyes and a little bit of nose done. See how far down her eyebrow is? Where you have to start drawing her eyebrow the same as the top of her eye there. If you didn't have this grid here, you would not do that, I promise you, because that's not normal. But at her angle, I'm sure it's the tip of her head, the shadow, whatever, the bottom of her eyebrow is equal with the top of her eye. That just doesn't seem right. And it looks almost like they touch in the picture. I'm trying to be pretty accurate here. Oops, there went stuff. Coolio. Alright, now I'm into her hair again. Because her hair comes down. Let's see if I'm thinking that's the corner of her eye. That is so wrong. Yeah, see, her hair is coming down like this. And this is all very much in shadow. But her eyebrow goes right back into her hair and is going up away from her eye. And back here I can't see it all. So if I ever finish this, I would have to build in that shadow. Okay, there's the cross. Her eye comes back here. I'm redrawing her pupil. I had it, I think, a little goofed up. Okay. Now we will put a nostril or a nose on her face. We're down at 16 and 12. Right about here. Okay, and you can draw the top of the nostril line. I don't. I might give myself the tip of the nose, but otherwise, all the rest of your nose, you do with shadow. There's no lines. You can't draw it in there. You have to create it with shadow. Now I'm going to do it really lightly so you guys can see where I'm ultimately would add the shadow. But I won't be probably shading this. And that's another nice thing about having a used Cartelian around is I can't draw, and I know that little part on your face has a name and I can't think of it. You can't draw that, so you have to have something here that you can depict it with. And I'm just going to go ahead and depict it with this, that there's a shadow there. So when I come back to do the shading later, I know where I was in the drawing. And I have it wrong anyway, so I'm going to take it out. Y'all went to sleep. So give me a second to wake you up. A snot catcher. Okay, that's what that's called, a snot catcher. Yeah, Eileen, a lot of people don't realize that your eyes are in the middle of your head, and I I think that's why most people, when they draw faces, they end up really hating what they do because they have the eyes too far up or the mouth too far down. They forget to give people a chin. All right, so I'm just roughly giving myself an idea of where that is and where her nose is. I could go ahead and probably erase that line now. I'm going to leave it for now. All right, so her snot catcher is there. Come down into the next. Lips are real hard too because even though we draw them as lines, they're really not. They're just a different shade of skin. Hard to tell too. Her lips are so light in this picture, it's hard for me to see that, but I'm going with it. I'm going with it. And because of the angle of her face, everything is really foreshortened so much. I'm going to go ahead and draw myself in where I want the shadow. Are we getting anywhere close? All right, I'm waiting to hear from you, goofballs. All right, there we get some graphite going on there. maybe. Sorry I did that, but it's okay because I have a kneaded eraser and I can pick it back up. All right, excuse me. Somebody talk so I know if chat is just sitting there, if you guys are, excuse me, ignoring me or what. Or if at this point you want to say, give it up, girl. You got no chance in hell of ever getting her face right. Kangaroo Babe is locked out of Ustream. Well, I didn't do it. I did not do it. Thank you, Lynn. Okay. And now, Lynn, you can do this. I didn't do anything but use my eyes and my hands to make a mark on paper. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I so get when they talk about your throat getting so dry. Okay. All right, there's her chin then. So I will come down to just past 22 and 10, 11. All right, so there's that. I know where I'm at in my picture now. I'll go ahead and give her a chin. And that should help help her look more like what she should be looking like. Now I'm not using the grid so much. I might check in occasionally. Okay, I can tell my grid is off right here, that there's not enough space. But I might check in occasionally just to see if my angle is correct, but at this point I'm not really using it. So at 20, 3, 4. And there I'm off the edge of the paper. All right, so here, make sure I'm in the right place first. You can see how much I trust myself. Okay, if I come over from the edge of her mouth, 1, 2, her face actually is right there. So, there you go. See, this isn't right. I've got something wrong. Now, how can that be? That doesn't seem right. My brain's jacking with me. Or I've got her mouth wrong. Maybe that's it. 13, 14. Yep, I've got her mouth out one too far. We shall fix that. I obviously wasn't paying much attention there. There we go. That feels better now.
Alright, there's that. Coming down there. About halfway there. Now I'm getting just damn frustrated with myself. Alright, there we go. Now let's see if we do this right, or did I go back and do the exact same thing again? Excuse me. Alright, her nose is right, I know that. Come down, this is coming here. What the hell? Alright, that's what it is. Alrighty. I'm good with that now. Now I'm getting into the dark where I really can't see. But that, one of the reasons I like this picture is because her head is at such an angle, you're not looking at it directly on. And that made that mouth, and I'm not sure I've got the mouth accurate yet because my brain is really trying to jack with me, I think. The grid can get confusing. Use your right side of your brain, exactly, Iffy. Hi, Kathy. Um, yeah, it was almost like my brain was wanting to override me, that I wasn't actually looking at the graph and putting down the mark where the mark needed to be made. I'm not sure that she's perfect, but she's certainly not horrible. It'd help if I went ahead and drew in her hair. And when I start drawing in hair, I just give myself some idea of where, like she's, oh, and she just moved in the graph, so that proves to me I'm done drawing with her. But yeah, I wouldn't use the graph for her hair. I would give her a hairline and then work around it. She's got a little bit of a indent down here, but now that the graph is moved, I can't tell you where that is. And you know, I just figure if I stay at it, someday I'll never be Dee Dee, I know, but I would feel confident enough that I would draw somebody I knew and feel confident showing it to them that, look at what I did. And I went ahead and put some dark in her eye, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up a lot of it because she's got a white, oh, not a white, but a light ring in her eye. Makes her eyes uber pretty. Another thing, and this picture isn't very good for it, and I've drawn it. I haven't drawn her eyelashes, obviously, which I need to do, but when you draw a face and you're looking at the picture, I mean, you really have to look to see what's there. But your eyelids make a shadow in the top part of your eyeball. So never leave the white right up to the edge of the eyelid, because you have a shadow in there. And it's easier to draw before you start putting in lashes and stuff like that than waiting until later. And because your eyes are round, you're going to have a shadow probably in at your tear ducts and out at the edge of your eyes because they're round, and you have to give them that sense of roundness. And so in drawing, you do that with, you know, your shading, obviously. And the little area underneath your eye where your bottom lashes are, that always, I say always, most generally will have a highlight on it too. Light will bounce off there. So now it will be hard to get her eyelashes just right. But I do better if I pull the pencil toward me too. But do individual lashes. Her lashes go right up to the crease in her eye. They don't go above it. And they all don't go at the same angle. And now obviously I'm making it up because I don't have the grid up there, but yeah, her eyelashes don't really go above that crease in her eye. And on this eye, you can't hardly see them. I know they're there because of the darkness. And I can't see if they go above that crease or not, but there's very definitely something there. So I'll give her a darkness up there, even though I don't really know what's there. But don't make lashes look like little sticks because they cover one another. They don't all go the same direction. That eye I goofed up, but I don't care. It's okay now. And her eyelashes, excuse me, are real dark, but not as dark as the top. And then you can go back in and do that after you kind of get I don't know, it's not horrible, not great. It would help if I had more time to shade the nose, and I might keep working on her and show her again to you later. But I'm thinking the broadcast, I don't know where it tells me when it's going to stop, but it's I've got to be getting close. Oh, 2 hours, 50 minutes, and 42 seconds. There, I see it.
So yeah, sometime here pretty quick it's gonna bounce me off. So I guess I'm done. And here's Inktober. It's pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, the drawings are done. I'm glad I finished the challenge. But I've got 13 pages left to go, so I am going to go ahead and draw 13 more things. Don't know when, but I'm going to draw 13 more things. I want the book done so I can stitch it and keep it, because I do like it. I like it a lot. Thank you, Lynn. You have a bad taste in your mouth for Chicago. Oh, you guys are talking about the baseball. I haven't paid attention to it. You know what? With this whole political crap going on, I honestly, I hate to turn the TV on at all. I just don't. I'll watch Netflix. I'll watch YouTube. I'll read a book. I'll do almost anything besides turn on the stupid TV. I can't stand it. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. And I'm kind of like Dee Dee. Now that I'm this far along, I could probably sit here and dink around with her the rest of the day. I'm not going to, but I could. Okay, it stopped.